Okay.
That's why I hate doing this when I'm at work. Welcome to another edition of Big O's Top 20 Countdown. This week, we're counting up the top 20 R&B songs. Plus, we're talking to our guest, Leader the Poet. You guys, let's get this started. The number 20 song comes from Friday. The song is called Back to You. Let's get into it. Back to You by Friday on Big O's Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 19 song. Milo Waters with Worth It. Now we're talking to our guest, Lita. How are you doing, Lita?
I'm well. How are you doing today?
Great. Tell my
Yay!
listeners about yourself.
It it's been a while. Well, my name is Lita. I've been a poet all of my life. I grew up in Inglewood, California, and
Okay.
to my parents who met there originally, and but they moved to Woodland Hills and then in Chatsworth. And I was raised in an environment that was around a lot of horse territory, and a lot of Western films were conducted over there. So I grew up in a very nurturing environment, but I was in school at a young age. I was very reclusive. I was the kind of kid who liked to read and write stories. And I knew at a very young age I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to write books and tell my stories. And I told my teachers that's what I wanted to do. And so, but
Wow.
I developed in my teens. I didn't know, but I had a mental illness. I had schizophrenia,
Ooh,
and I
wow.
didn't. And so I was having symptoms from a very young age, and but the poetry helped me like get with more of the journaling and help me like focus in my
Oh, yeah.
studies, and it was a creative outlet for me. And
Yes.
so one of the first things I did also, I wanted to help people, so I started working at a summer camp for disabled adults and children
Wow.
in Wrightwood, California. And I was a camp counselor. And after I left that job, I was a nurse practitioner. I was a caregiver. I worked with
Wow.
autistic adults in a group home. And you know, but I always turned back to my writing. I always wanted to be, and I continued it. And I started going to school with the Community Literature Initiative, which was funded
Um,
by Hiram Sims. And I
okay.
was the first class, one of the first members of his class to be in his poetry class.
Are
And I
you
fit,
serious?
yeah,
Wow.
and I was published through them from World Stage Press. And I have my first book.
Wow.
My first book was published, and they were very encouraging. They still produced so many books over the years for other people, but it's just been a blessing to have the journalists and help me. Now I am a mentor for the LA County Department of Mental Health. I teach a poetry class on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So it's
That's
all come for
awesome.
my the struggle and just the not getting it right younger. It actually helped
Mhm.
me in my future life, and it came together in first circle for me.
Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. What was the name of what year did your first book come out and what was the name of it?
It was in 2015, and it was called
Wow.
yes, and I produced. I took a year to publish it, and
Hmm.
yeah. So
Wow, you know what? Wow, that is really cool. Well, I'm gonna talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number what's the number? The number 18 song comes from the legendary Jagged Edge. This song is called Just Might Get It. Let's get into it. Just Might Get It by Jagged Edge on Big Woo! Stop 20 countdown. Y'all know I'm so different, Soul Train. Y'all, that was the number 17 song, SZA with 30 for 30 featuring Kendrick Lamar. Are we talking to our guest, Lita? Lita, and so you know what?
hello.
You also do open mics, am I correct?
Yes, I've been running an open mic for 7 years called Lyrical Flames. It's
Hmm.
um it's a talent that focuses on poetry, spoken word, music, comedy, actors, and I've been running it in downtown LA, Pasadena, Silver Lake.
Oh,
Here, I you know it's been a really interesting journey trying to incorporate the musicians that I know in my life and the poets
Yeah.
into a show, and people from the downtown community come up and they share their stories and they show their poems, and it brings an emotion to my heart that you could see somebody that you didn't even expect, and they sing
Yeah.
a song or they
Mm.
tell a story that is so inspiring. And I like to see people be heard. So
Yeah.
I give them the mic, and I have about 4 features that are going to be on there for about 10 minutes. And open mic people can be anybody. So we get
Okay.
some really good people, really good, talented guests.
Wow, wow, wow. Because I met you, oh, not from your open mic, but at another open mic. It was like, I don't know how many
Yes.
years ago.
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
yes.
it was through Abraham Buche, and shout out to him.
Yes, yeah, G-Rod, and yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
folks. Yeah.
yeah, man. And I didn't know that you had so much talent, man. It's like, wow.
Thank you.
What do you, I mean, because you know what you said that you had a mental illness. How does that affect your view of your poetry or your arts? Your just I don't know what to call it, your illness, I guess.
I have to realize that I have to give myself a balance between my time to be alone and time to write and time to create, and also time to folk and be willing to get out there and read to other people my poetry and share that poetry. I think that in my mental health, it's more of like seeing things as they go, and seeing the progress, seeing my progress in a story. And I have to take my medication every day, no matter what happens, no matter where I think I am, how wonderful things life can be. I have to take my medication. I have to start eating healthy and getting a strong mental force, so I can maintain a life, because if you drop balance, it's hard. It's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, it is.
So I try to incorporate the creativity, the fun, everything spiritual. I go to church. I'm very involved in my
All right.
church too, and that's
Shout
been
out to
that's
church.
been
Shout
my
out to church.
backbone. Huh?
Shout out to church.
New City Church of downtown LA.
Yay. Okay.
Yay.
They're
Yay.
good friends. They're good
So
friends for
I
sure.
I I really I really think that people think that poetry is not for anybody. I've had people that I've in my peers that think, "Oh, I don't like poetry. I don't think I could do it." But then they realize that it's not what it used to be. If you listen to
Yeah.
new artists, and the it's not the same. It's really amazing what people come up with. And it's not like in high school what you were learning. You're hearing a whole different volume of work and
Yeah.
experience, and that's what I love to see.
Yeah, I see that too because I started doing poetry. My first book was actually published 20 years ago, and to
uh
see the contrast of where it is now and where it was back then it's like wow, it's amazing to me. So yeah,
yes,
I know exactly
absolutely.
what so I know exactly what you're talking about, the change, the shift. Um, what would you say to them if somebody said, "Oh my God, you're mental, you don't look like it," because they have an image of what mental illness should be. What's your response to them when they say that?
I get a lot from people who have known me for a long time, and
Uh-huh.
it's hard. Maybe I didn't tell them because I thought maybe I need, because sometimes you want to protect yourself. You want to
Yes.
protect yourself from, you know, from being vulnerable. You know,
Yes.
so
Yes.
sometimes I didn't even mention it, but like I didn't tell people. A lot of people, I was in the hospital, that I was in a
Mm.
72-hour hold in 4
Oh
different
wow.
mental psychiatric hospitals.
Oh wow.
And I went through a lot of changes in that. But a lot of people you see in my state that have you know they didn't get, unfortunately they didn't get the help. But I saw a doctor and I was diagnosed right away, and I have to maintain my health. So
Good. That's a
yeah.
good thing. That's a good thing. And we're gonna talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number, what's it called? The number, I gotta get my countdown right. The number 16 song comes from Coco Jones. This song is called Taste. Let's get into it. Taste by Coco Jones on Big Ooh Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, man. You know what,
Yeah.
y'all? That was the number 15 song, Lettucey with Love You Too. Now it's time to get into the first extra song of the week. First extra song of the week comes from my really good brother. He's a really awesome, he's a good show. He's been on the show once. He's been on my song. You know, every time he comes up with an album, you know I gotta play this song because you know what? That's my boo. His name is Bull Ryan, and this song is called Back, and it's from his new album. I forgot the name of the new album, but I'll find out. This song is called Packs to Move. Let's get into it. Packs to Move by Bull Ryan, the first extra song of the week on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. I wish I knew the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics. I'll be singing it because usually after a song I sing the song, but I don't know the lyrics. But we're talking to our guest Lita. Lita,
Yes.
how many books do you come out with?
One. I have one. I have some published by Don Kingfisher Campbell.
Okay.
He's a publisher from Four Feathers Press, and I've written some of my poetry into his books that have been come out. But I since my In Love and Grace, I haven't come up with a second. I mean, I have so much material, but I need to go back and configure another line of book. But I'm always writing, I'm always creating, and definitely so.
Do you have a favorite poem that you ever written?
um can I read something to you?
You know what? We're gonna do that next.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yes. My favorite, one of my favorite poems is Old Forest and the Fairy.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
Oh, I
one of
can't wait to hear that
my
one.
favorite ones.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait to hear that one. And then switching back real quick, we're gonna switch back to the open mics. You doing the open mic? You do open mics. How long you been doing that?
7 years.
Wow. What was
Yeah.
we're gonna start off with the negative. We always try positive. We're gonna start off with the negative this time. What was is there any poem or poets that you or singers that you had to kick out from your open mic? And what was the situation?
I've had to I've had a lot of people get up there and read a poem, and some
Hmm.
people in the maybe in the background who are talking,
Hmm.
people who are in conversation, who are not listening, who aren't paying attention to the artist.
Uh-huh.
It's very rude, and
Yes, first of all.
sometimes you have to go out and you tell people, when someone's up on stage, you need to
Yes,
respect them. You
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying? You need to listen and hear, where even if it's someone else's venue, even if the people are there, they're working there or something, you have to as a host, you have to give that respect for
Yes,
the space,
I'm with you.
so that kind of thing happens. I never The only thing that I've it depends on the age crowd. If kids are, but
Uh-huh.
usually they're adults. But I
Yes.
I try to tell people to, if it's gonna be more like an early evening kind of open mic, to just not use profanity. But other than that, there's no religion, there's no, it's very diverse, my groups,
That's
so
awesome.
I don't expect people to come and put their beliefs on someone else, so
Yes.
it's a free open mic, but it's also respectful for, you know just out of love and support, a lot of encouragement, clapping hands, and just general respect.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I want you to get your poem ready
Okay.
because
Okay.
after this, it's your time. It's your time to shine. After these next
Yay.
two songs. You guys, and the number 14 song comes from Century. This song is called Only Human. Let's get into it. Number 14, Century, Only Human on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, we did three in a row for you. We did Century with Only Human. Number 13 was Neo with Show Me. And number 12 was Camper with Waiting on You. Now it's time for Lita. I'm excited. I want to hear this poem. Get into it. Excite me, please. It's your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay, I'm gonna share this one. It's called Loneliness.
Okay.
Time and guidance are the breath. 1,000 suns bribbling in the rain past the windowsill's ledge, gazing at the only what could and used to be, this life bringing abundantly. I see me, the forgotten tree, alone left to breathe in scattered leaves. How I know the aches of my own limbs and have become so familiar. I want nothing more than to dismantle the frame, a head bowed down and my feet, and all the full thunder of the darkness of my days are beyond this misty haze. Farewell to the sun and bask for all, to give me more and come back to me.
Like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. What was the inspiration behind that poem?
It depends. It really depended a lot about what's going on in my life, and
Mhm.
even though I can have a lot of people, or someone could have so many people around in their life and
Yes,
still feel lonely in this world. So I think I
I've
write
been
a
there.
lot about inspiration and love and nature, but I
Mhm.
wanted to write something that really is something that um I'm not really tell people about in my personal life. I wanted to write a
Yeah,
poem about my loneliness, and I
yes,
think everybody feels that way. I don't care. I mean, if it might be you might perceive as a beautiful, wonderful, happy family, but
yes,
inside sometimes there's not that. It's not that way. So I want people to feel like you know you have love in God, and you have
yes.
God love in that, and I've felt alienated because I felt like no one understood me, you know. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. That's
Hmm.
really, you know what? I got this question. We're going back to the open mic. Do you have a poet? Do you have a favorite poet that comes to the open mic and you just say, "Oh my God, I love it that you're here." Do you have one of
My
those?
joy. My joy.
Oh,
She's really good. She's really good. Yeah.
tell me about her.
Oh, she's wonderful. She's fantastic. She's a world stage poet as well, and she
Okay.
she hits the uh, all the mics in all over LA, and she's really come out to be a really wonderful artist. And I've had her
Wow.
at my open mic, and she puts on her hat and she comes out, and she says she does the whole poem out there, and she's
Wow.
on her way. She's on her way. She's so powerful, and
Wow.
she's a wonderful person, and she's supportive of other people, and she's a loving heart. So I really like her
That's
a lot.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. And you were talking about that you have a whole bunch of poems. Would you ever come out with another book or were you
I
just
would love to.
comfortable?
Yeah, I would definitely have a lot of you know, I have music too. I've been taking drum lessons for the past 2 years too. I've
Wow, are
taken
you serious?
I'm incorporating. I'm learning how to perform with drums and poetry and music.
Wow,
So
that is so
yes, yes.
cool.
So that's going to be next. Is my performance is with drumming.
Wow, I want to see that.
Yes.
You got to invite me as long as it's on a Saturday or Sunday because I work during the week. I definitely want to see that. I definitely want to see that. Oh man, but you
Absolutely.
know what? If it's good, I might take the day off and come see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yay.
Who is your
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm gonna save that question for next, but we're gonna get back to this countdown. The number 11 song comes from Money Long. This song is called Superpowers. Former number one, Superpowers, Money Long on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, number 11. Yeah, you guys, that was number 10 song, Kevin Ross with Love in the Middle. Now we're coming into the second extra song. The second extra song comes from another Bo Ryan song, another one of my favorite songs from his album. I forgot the name of the album, but this song is called Message. Let's get into a message by Bo Ryan on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all. Oh, I cut down the toilet. I cut down the title. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be message out of the blue. Duh. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Mariah. I didn't mean to mess up your song. But you know how it is. And we're talking to our guest, Lita. Hi, Lita.
Hi.
Is there who is your influence? Who is one of your some of your influences? The poetry, music, or whatever.
Mm. I would have to say, the first person who believed in me, Hiram Sims, he's the one who
Hmm.
published me. He was the first
Yeah.
one to, his own poetry is just as powerful. But I like the fact that, he's there to support coming artists,
Yes.
and his brand, his name, and the World Stage Press is big, and the Community Literature Initiative has been a huge amazing feat for him and his family. So I really admire him for being there for me and for so many people.
You said it before, but refresh my memory. How did you get connected with Hiram Sims?
I had an open mic in downtown LA
Hmm.
in 2000, and I believe in 2012. There
Hmm.
was an open mic there at the Last Bookstore, performed by Lady Bosco, and
Okay.
Hiram Sims came to the open mic, and he was in the audience. But after
Mm.
everybody went up, he asked the certain some people to come up and get his business card and to sign the publication book at USC with him and start taking the classes. And he
Okay.
said that in a year you were going to be finishing the school, and you're going to do your whole project in front of different publishers, and different
Okay.
publishers are going to sign you, and they have them at the
Oh,
library at USC. And when they publish your work, then you get finished, but they get to choose you. They get to choose you.
oh,
Yeah. So then I got published through the with I think 7 other people, and then
oh,
but
wow.
over the years it's gotten huge. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that. I noticed that because I went to the I went to Juan Amador's event over at the Sims Library of Poetry. It was like I was like, oh my
Yes,
God,
that's where it was. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And I was blown away by how many books I saw there. I was like, wow. And a lot of them
Yes.
he published. Wow. I said, wow, this brother's
Yes.
been doing a lot, man. Wow.
Yes.
Um, I want you to do me a favor, please. I
Yes.
want you to get
Yes.
another poem. I don't want you to get another poem ready. And after
Okay.
this, after we play the next couple of songs, I want you to spit one of your other poems. Is that all right with
Okay.
you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's get back into the countdown. The number 9 song comes from Give On. This song is called 20s. Let's get into it. Number 9, Give On 20s on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys,
Yeah.
we did 3 in a row for you. We did Give On with 20s. Number 8. 8 was Kendrick Lamar and SZA with Luther, one of my favorites on this countdown. And number 7 was Jay Brown with True Love. Now it's time to get into the independent song of the week. And you know what? I'm on this brother jock. I'm on this brother jock. I'm not gonna lie about it. I love him. I love his music. I love this brother so much. And you know what? I love you. Could I be real with you? I love him so much. I wrote a poem about him. Oh,
Oh.
I can admit that. I can admit that. Um, you know what? But let's get into this. His song, Bo Ryan. He has a song, one of my favorite songs from this album. That song is called "Feels." Let's get into it. "Feels" by Bo Ryan on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all. Feel it, feel it. I'm making my own version of the song because I don't know what. Feel it. We're talking to our guest, Lita. I can't wait to hear this next poem. Let me get to it. I want just dazzle me, please. Just
Okay.
make me happy, please.
Okay. This is called, thank you so much.
Okay,
This is called Live Tree and Forgotten Moon. There must
okay.
be some way we can dance together without boundaries, without hidden distractions, find a peace and serenity, a beginning to embark as we can and move on and sink and fly by damsel wings. We can live on in harmony. Maybe you can shake your leaves and I can step into the path of our own story. Can someone pass along and find us in a group together, a distance separated in all in our dreams? We have all that we need to find balance, swaying peacefully and embrace. as fresh as the breeze at Encone. I wish to see we can make a discussion in all this we do. And a rainy day it will never see because our boots are closed.
Wow. Wow. I really like that. I really like that. It's like because you're talking, it's like, it seems like you're in love, but you're not really in love in that poem.
Yeah, I try to take two random things. Like
Mhm.
I imagine myself on a path, like on this, like in the woods, and
Uh-huh.
I stopped and I
Ooh.
saw these two things, and the tree and the path and what they have in common with each other, you know,
Okay.
and I thought like, you know, they both are in between a direction they need to go. They're both pointing a different direction, but it's like they have the same meaning. And so I wanted to put that in a poem that
Hmm.
says like, where do we go from here? You
Yes.
know, where from this
Yeah.
point, where do we go? Are we we're at peace? We could handle these things as we are. You know, the leaves falling. You know the ground. It's going a different way, but we're together in all of this. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Are you a lover of nature?
I love nature. Yes,
You go hiking and
absolutely,
stuff?
absolutely.
Wow, that is
Um,
so beautiful. That's beautiful. Keep talking if you want to. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, I just think that uh you know, maybe more of that is needed right now. You know,
True.
I have poetry that is important to what's going on, but I write stuff that's maybe it taken a different length and help people heal. And yeah, I just have a different way of expression. So yeah.
What is one thing that you haven't done that you would really love to do?
I would love to get into film. I would love to start filming, and I would also love theater. I'd love to get into theater. Yeah,
Wow.
I would have. I've been actually been called to do some auditions. I went into audition at the actors play over there in Culver City, and I
Okay.
didn't get I didn't get it, but I mean I'm trying, you know, different things, and that's what I want to do is get into you know, theater.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I gotta ask a question. What do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years,
Mhm.
I see myself living in a different country,
Oh.
but still coming but still living here, but still visiting Los Angeles, but also
Mhm.
I would love to travel the world and read my poetry and just live life.
Oh.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, please do me a favor. I'm gonna get one more poem for you. One more poem. I want to hear from you after this. Get it prepared because we're gonna after this we're gonna get one more poem from you. Come on now. But let's get back in this countdown, and then we're gonna get into your business too. The number six song comes from 803 Fresh. This song was called Boots on the Ground. Let's get into it. Boots on the Ground by 803 Fresh on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all. That was a number five song. So distracted. So distracted. Yeah, so distracted. Now it's time to get into the old school gem of the week. The old school gem of the week. This brother can sing his behind off. Oh my God, I love this man, man. He's a tourist in May 22nd because we're actually taping it on another day, but this is actually his birthday. My boy Johnny Gill. This is one of my very favorite songs from him. This song is called Fairweather Friend. Let's get into it. Fairweather Friend by the Old School Gem of the Week by Johnny Gill on the Gold Stop 20 Countdown. Happy birthday, Johnny. I won't be your fair weather friend. I'll be there till the end, even through stormy weather. Time and time again, I won't be no fair weather friend. I mean, it's a shame I can't see you because I want you to dance with me, but it's all right. That was the old school jam of the week. Johnny Gill with fair weather friend. We're talking to our guest Lita. Lita, you know what? Usually I get into people's business at this time, but I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna I'm gonna let you read your poetry instead. Go ahead. Get it. It's on you.
Okay, this is called Jello Queen.
Okay.
I'm moldy as a fun shake and the cherry shock, and the sweet as the topping of the whipped cream, and good for my sin. To spike in this in the rainy day and night, it hits me. This just won't be the only thing that's on my mind. The craziness, the loveliness, the beautiful things that I am, and this all this seemed in this dessert is what it makes it even more wonderful. That I get to spend it so many things in a encase in a blanket as well as you. And all the things I love, I do I more than I love you.
Oh, that is beautiful. I said I wasn't gonna do it. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm trying to be stronger. I'm trying to get in your business. Do not make me get in your business. I don't want to do it. But you know, let's move on. Give me a minute of inspiration. You know, give me a minute of inspiration.
Give me a word.
Life.
Life.
Yeah.
Life is a struggle, even though we don't realize. The purpose in life is to feel in an abundance of love, the course of our skin, the silence of our whims, and all the things that are beautiful about this life or make it so true. The beauty, the nature, the fun, the good times, the friends that we have, the space on a line, all these things make it life a worth living and not to be ashamed of who we are. The expressing of all the things and everything that we do is so important for to me and you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We're gonna talk more. I love you because you obeyed the minute. You didn't go over that. Thank you so much. Usually, like some of my guests ramble on. You have to tell them. You have to tell them. Give them that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Not with you. But you know what? We're gonna get back in this countdown. We're gonna talk to you one more time. But let's get back in this countdown. We got to end this countdown. The number 4 song comes from the birthday man. You know what? Today, because we're taping this show May 5th, and today is actually Chris Brown's birthday. He turns
Ooh.
36. But this is his latest single called Residuals. Let's get into it. The number 4 song, Chris Brown with Residuals on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did 3 in a row for you. We did Chris Brown with Residuals. Number 3 was Teddy Swims with Are You Even Real? And number 2 was Summer Walker with Heart of a Woman. Now it's time to get into the number 1 song. The number 1 song comes from Leon Thomas. This is my favorite, so one of my favorite songs from this countdown. This song is called Mutt. Let's get into it. Mutt by Leon Thomas, number 1 on Big Woo! Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah. Yeah, y'all, that was the awesome number 1 song, Leon Thomas with Mutt. Now it's time, Lita, how can people reach you?
Pardon?
How can people reach you?
I'm on Facebook, Lita Parent Harris. I'm also on Instagram at Lita Poet, at LIDA poet.com. And I have my publisher is World Stage Press. You can purchase that if you want that. And my book is available on Amazon.
Mhm.
In Love and Grace, it's available. And generally, people just hit me up on my DM on Instagram. You can reach me out there. I'm very responsive to my friends and my fans. So
Okay.
reach out to me that way. I have a website. I have an email lita.dee.love@gmail.com. That's my email address. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm ready for bookings and shows. And, I appreciate the time that we have here together. And
My
thank you
pleasure.
for
My
having
pleasure.
me.
My pleasure. You know what? I want to say thank you to you. It's truly been an honor to me to have you on the show, man. For real. I don't say that
Oh,
to my guests, but it was an honor. It was really great. It was a pleasure for me to have you on the show. And also want to
thank
say thank you,
you.
thank you, thank you, thank you to all of the stations that carry us, the Block FM, Kill Radio, Atlanta 103, Apple Music, the Podcast Awards, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting this show. We have hit the ninth season, and I think this is our 300 and This is, oh my God, this is our 350th show.
Ah,
Wow. Oh
woo!
my goodness. I'm very, yeah, I'm honored that you decided to come on the 350th show. Wow.
Of
Okay.
course, yes.
Yeah, man. And you guys, if you all want to reach me, you can reach me at linktree.com/OLUSHEYI. And the thought for the week, never give up. Because if you give up,
Oh,
you lose. And we're going to end this with a gospel song. We always end this with a gospel song. But the gospel song that we're going to end this with is my latest single called Only One God. So let's get into it. Only One God by me. May God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again. Peace.